Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Thursday, June 19th, 2025. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister of the Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin and Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. Faith-based, progressive, pluralistic, and queer. There is no streaming TV show quite like this in the world. In 2025, we are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hotspots magazine, the 5th anniversary of Queer News Tonight with nearly 10,000 stories and 10 million views in 2024. We will produce the 25th anniversary of the Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival on June 14th. Pride Diversity Pride will be held in August, and Pride Fort Lauderdale will be held next February.
We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we urge you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. Queer God Squad explores the intersection of LGBTQ pride and Black Lives Matter. Pride and Juneteenth both honor marginalized communities' resistance while naming an uncomfortable truth that is the perpetuation of racism and queerphobia in the United States. Through the late 1960s, law enforcement raided queer establishments simply to destroy LGBTQ-friendly spaces. On June 28, 1969, hundreds of LGBTQ people of color, especially Black and brown transgender women, led a major protest against the NYPD in Greenwich Village at the Stonewall Inn. Stonewall is an invitation to reflect on the struggles and triumphs of LGBTQ people, especially those with overlapping marginalized identities. But Stonewall wasn't the first instance of resistance. 10 years before Stonewall, in 1959, the Cooper Donuts Riot was a relatively small uprising in Los Angeles in response to law enforcement harassment. In 1966, at Compton Cafeteria, transgender and nonbinary individuals resisted police violence after anti-trans harassment. And in 1967, 2 years before the Stonewall Uprisings, the LAPD entered the Black Cat Tavern, arresting patrons, which led to an organized protest. Like Pride, Juneteenth is also an invitation to reflect on systemic oppression, namely white supremacy. Juneteenth is one of the oldest commemorations of the end of slavery in the U.S. The Emancipation Proclamation was made effective in 1863, but it could not be implemented in places still under Confederate control, nor did it apply to border states. The 13th Amendment officially ended slavery in the U.S. on January 31st, 1865, and for Black Americans in Galveston, Texas, freedom finally came on June 19th, Juneteenth, 1865. However, Black Americans were enslaved in Delaware until December the 6th, 1865, when the 13th Amendment was finally ratified. Pride and Juneteenth both remind us of how government control over the lives, health, and autonomy of LGBTQ, Black, and other marginalized communities is deeply rooted in the history of yeah. Yeah. The United States it's problematic that we have been raised with really such reverence. We're meant to have reverence. Even if we're very angry about a particular thing, we're meant to think of that as an exception. Yeah, this is bad, but look, our ideals are good, and we fixed a lot of the other bad things, and most things were good to start with, and we're the best country. And that is just not a healthy attitude.
No.
I mean, it's fine to love where you're from, to love your family, to love your country, to love your church, of course. But to say nobody else even comes close, and we are the model for everyone else to follow, that gives you a false sense of superiority that makes you blind to the areas you need to improve. And that's been with the U.S. almost since the beginning, which is why the United States is guilty of slavery. Mm-hmm. And the United States is guilty of its own form of apartheid. in a couple of instances, both with the native inhabitants of this country and then with people who were forced to locate to this country. This country has a horrible history of anti-Semitism. This country has, at least on 2 different occasions, been very cruel to its Asian inhabitants. Once during, Chinese people were being exploited to build railroads, and then another time in World War II where Japanese Americans were incarcerated basically just for their genealogy. They had committed no crime. And so on. And then of course, the Jim Crow era and the civil rights movements that had to try to overturn that. And then the LGBT. So over and over, women couldn't even vote until well into the 20th century. This is our history. Some good things, some amazing architecture, some jazz music, there's some amazing cuisine. I mean, we've got a lot to be proud of and a lot to atone for. And by not doing the one, I think we undermine the other. And so, yes, our history is a very complicated one and not always a glorious one. And I think if we would address that and try to make amends for it, then we would have something we could be super proud of. But until then, it just looks like we're sweeping problems under the rug, and they never get better that way.
Right.
You know, we've been at this for a long time, the country, through various iterations, and as we celebrate this month as Pride Month, there's a good reminder that our challenges are still before us. And that there's still work to be done. I mean, we hear that often, there's still work to be done. I don't know if this work will ever be done, but I don't think the reminders of what we need to do would never cease. That we remind to remind each other that we are here to help improve the lives of others.
Right.
And sometimes at our own risk and at our own expense. And that we cannot ignore history, we cannot forget history. As much as some people want us to erase the history and even erase us, we are still here. And I think that when all these things come together, you know, LGBTQ pride and Black Lives Matter and other iterations that are yet to come, there will be that continued reminder that we only have one planet at this point, y'all, that we can be on. We only have one of lots of things, and we all have to be here to share together. But the main thing I think of is we have to continue to work for justice for all people. And we cannot just discredit this group because someone thinks that they're better or over them. It's not open season on Black folks and brown folks. It is not open season on gay folks. Here's what we have to remind people. We are all a part of the human race.
Right.
And let's do this together.
Right. You know, when we're talking about the intersection of these two groups, I'm mindful of the 1960s, and I don't remember it, but I don't remember that. But I know that, you know, the civil rights movement and the gay rights movement, and the zeitgeist of that time was like, okay, we're going to push forward. We're going to ensure that these marginalized communities have their rights. They're going to work for the rights. And we have to do it all over again. And we have to do it all over again. And I think the mindful thing for me is that the work just never ends. We think that we've moved forward, and then we take a step back, and then we take another step back and keep moving forward. So yes, we fight for these rights, and we still have to keep working.
And I'm just reminded also, even in our lifetime, the point in time where civil rights leaders did not necessarily respect the gay rights movement.
You're right.
And there had to be a reconciliation just about how these two movements overlap and intersect in our day. So I think we just have to be mindful that these things are, you know, no one's trying to co-opt the other one.
Right.
These are lived experiences that we have to be mindful of. And yet there are things that we can draw from all of these movements to keep pushing us forward.
And within movements, I mean, the LGBTQ plus movement, there is a pretty sizable minority within the there's a subculture within the subculture that they really want to separate those things out. That they don't want to they don't want to include trans issues. They don't want to include people who identify themselves as queer. They that even if they're lesbian feminists, maybe they're also TERFs where they don't think that trans women count as women. And so there's a lot of meanness even in our
there
own.
is.
You know, where when I say gay rights, I mean gay men and lesbians if they must tag along. You know, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, there is.
And you know, and queer, they're just, you know, they're just wacky people, and trans, they're not even for real. And no.
Yeah.
We've got to learn that everybody's everybody. And if you don't understand somebody's particularity, that's about you.
That's about
that's your limitation. And you don't have to understand it to respect it. You don't have to understand what to say. They deserve to be as happy and as free and have as much opportunity and as much security as anybody else.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And that's today with the Queer God Squad. Before we go, we want to invite you to consider a wonderful travel experience. Join Divine Science Everywhere's charting a new course, Cruise for 5-day cruise aboard MSC Seashore, starting at just $299. Departing on November the 2nd, 2025, this all-inclusive getaway features free bus transfers from Ocala, the Villages, and Leesburg, plus free Wi-Fi throughout your journey. Enjoy open bar access for only $99, both on board and at Ocean Cay Marine Reserve. You'll explore Nassau and Paradise Island, the Bahamas, and relax on MSC's exclusive island, Ocean Cay Marine Reserve. Special perks from the Happening Out Travel Club include private happy hours and exclusive dining events. You can book your spot with a $199 deposit. If you haven't heard of Divine Science, you have heard of what it's about. If you like Oprah and Chopra, Louise Hay and Michael Beckwith, spirituality that is based on love rather than dogma, or you are familiar with Silent Unity and the Daily Word, then you already have a pretty good understanding of Divine Science, a New Thought school of thought that has been around since 1888. This nonprofit 501c3 trip is provided at reduced prices because of the charity fundraising educational mission of the Travel Club. We invite you to join us on this amazing cruise for fun, connection, and spiritual renewal.
Get ready for an incredible journey on the Ultra Deluxe MSC Seashore. This 170,000-ton, $1 billion ship offers 5-day cruises from just $299. With free transfers from Ocala, the Villages, and Leesburg, getting to Port Canaveral is easy and convenient for you. There is more. You can upgrade the experience with our $99 open bar package and enjoy unlimited drinks, cocktails, coffee, and more for not one, not two, but every day of your cruise. Your special Travel Club package also includes free Wi-Fi. This MSC Seashore cruise will take you to Nassau and Paradise Island. You also enjoy the pristine beauty of Ocean Cay Marine Reserve, the world's top-rated private island experience. It's a slice of paradise waiting for you. Plus, your open bar access extends to the exclusive Ocean Cay Island too. So, if you dream of sipping on drinks and unwinding on stunning beaches, this is the day for you. When you purchase the $99 bar package, you also receive complimentary Wi-Fi for all 5 days, so that you can share every unforgettable moment with ease with the world. You'll also enjoy exclusive onboard events with fellow travelers, from private happy hours to special dinners. It's all included just for you. Last but not least is the ease of booking this trip. You can secure your spot with just $199 deposit and then pay just $49 a month. Why wait? Book your cruise today for the adventure of a lifetime. Call today to book your dream journey on the MSC Seashore Cruise.
I invite you to like and share this episode on your social media, and I also welcome you to find Sunshine Cathedral on Facebook or Instagram and to visit sunshinecathedral.org. There you will find worship services, newsletters, ways to donate or request prayer, and you can watch some special videos featuring our bishops and amazing guests from around the world.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we are all in this together. Also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.